Hey guys, Cesar Delgadillo along with,
Hey, Manny Ramirez.
and this is another episode with the Solar Pros. We want to share a topic that it's something that I really every day, every morning when I wake up, those are the first real thought patterns that I have, and really knowing how to be a better leader. And today's episode, we're going to talk about seeking knowledge.
So stepping back a little bit from the solar that we
Yeah,
talked
yeah,
about.
yeah. Most of the time, we spend a lot of time digging deeper into what the solar industry really is about and how to really take care of your clients and how to get the maximum savings and all those details, technical aspects sometimes that it's good to know and understand. But we want to, change directions a little bit and talk about leadership because at the end of the day, we run a successful organization, and the reason it's successful is not because the product is absolutely amazing, which it is. But that's only part of it. You got to have leadership in place, and in order to have that, the leadership has to seek knowledge elsewhere, right?
Yeah.
What are some examples that maybe you can share about that?
Well, as far as seeking knowledge is like, we all know what the product is. In this case, well, you know what the product is in your own industry, right? You could be selling cars. You can be selling. In this case, we do solar, right? But it's not just about selling the product, but sometimes, like you said, it's thinking outside the box. The product could sell itself, but you got to think outside of the box to edify that product that you're going to be selling. So some of the examples that I use, I come up with ways to like testimonials, for example, right? One of the things I like to do is I like to take a quick selfie with all my customers, and I have selfies back in the day from 2017 with customers. And when I noticed that when I bring that up, the cell phone and the album with the pictures of my customers to my new customers, potential customers, and I just scroll down and they're seeing pictures and pictures, most of the times they recognize someone. They're like, oh, I know that person, right?
Yeah.
So it edifies you a little bit. And also I'll scroll back to the last picture. I'm like, look, this is the first picture that I took back in October 2017 with this customer. So they know for a fact that you've been around helping people for a long time, and you're going to be here for a while.
And that's part of that outside of the box thinking, that you didn't wait for the company to provide you with this. It was through knowledge that you seek. Maybe you saw a testimony from somebody in another industry. So that's why it's important sometimes to step out of your industry circle, out of like just what your office has to offer, because what your office has to offer, your management, the leadership in the company, sometimes they're so caught up on the day-to-day work.
They might just be the basics.
And we just stick to the basics for a long time and not even notice that we're not, doing anything different to help give you a competitive edge. So as a salesperson and you're in business for yourself, you got to go seek that knowledge elsewhere sometimes.
You want to be the guy that the customer says, wow, the other guy didn't have that. The other guy didn't have this. The other guy didn't say that. You want to be that guy that comes in prepared, professional, with examples and testimonials to show that the product that you're selling, it's the best product out there. And not just the product, but you as well.
Your service, because when you're selling a product or a service, you're also selling yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
And so yourself can be duplicated. Somebody else can say, I could do it like Manny. They can try, but is that factual, right? And they don't know because they haven't sat down with your presentation. And so the more you sharpen your axe through outside sources via reading books, audios, like podcasts from other leaders, going to events, being part of masterminds. So all those things that I mentioned are things that I do outside of the solar industry. And then I bring those skills, that knowledge, that information into the solar industry, and then I see results come out of that because of it.
It takes you to another level.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Because anybody can go in there with the same contract, but it's just going to be a matter of fact of who explains it better and who actually has a better relationship with the customer. And if you have all those tools behind you, then you're not going to go just talk about numbers. You're going to make there and have that connection with the customer, make them feel welcome.
Absolutely. And now if we look a little bit deeper into being a leader and you actually want to start your own team, then that's even more responsibility.
Yeah.
Not
everybody can do it.
No, not everybody's cut up for it. Everybody thinks they can do it because sometimes leaders make it look easy. Because as a leader, it's part of your job to don't come into the office stressed out. What good does it do if you got issues or situations that are creating stress? you can't rub that off on everybody.
No, then
Right? So as a leader,
a stressed out team.
and you have a team that you're working with, you always got to bring your A game, right? And so how do you do that? Well, you got to start your routine. You got to have a situation to put you in the state of mind that, hey, there are some fires to put out. Here's my like 911 list of
black
things.
list.
Yeah, the blacklist, however you want to call it. I got to be able to manage and handle these situations, but at the same time, I got to maintain and stay cool and give everybody my A game. So that's management. That's team building, right? How do you balance that? And not just once in a while, every day. It's got to be a lifestyle. Well, without getting that outside mentorship, without getting that outside sources to help contribute, what is the most important part, what goes on between your ears, then it's easy to get caught up on the, stress and maybe certain things are not going the way you wanted or whatever, and you let affect your relationships with your team, the way you go about recruiting, the way you go about training, the way you go about growing your team. So it's extremely crucial when you're actually building a team. It's one thing to be a salesperson and working with the client base.
Everybody wants to be a leader, but not everybody can.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's when you use all those tools that you invest within yourself to be a greater team leader and to eventually give back to your team. That's why you're always in the masterminds. That's why you're always doing podcasts, listening to motivational videos. All that pays out. You're doing it for yourself, but in reality, you're doing it for yourself to be able to help others, not just for yourself.
And it's a long-term thing, right? And it's
a daily thing also.
Yeah. Daily thing, you got to be consistent, and it's got to be part of your life. It's not a thing that you're doing for now just to get a little bit better.
It becomes a lifestyle, because I've known simple little things like you might hear in videos all the time. You start off with making your bed every day. When I first heard that, I was like, that sounds dumb, but really, like, how hard can it be? I tried it for a couple of days, and after the third, fourth day, I probably just like, right? But then I thought about it, and I was like, no, I got to go back to it.
Yeah.
So little things, baby steps, sometimes as simple as they might seem, they get you to the next level, and eventually you're in a different mindset. You have a different lifestyle that you've had that's healthier and better for you and better for the people who are around you.
All around, and it helps you in business. It helps you with your relationships.
It helps you in life in general.
In health, because if you live a better lifestyle, typically you're going to make better decisions. If you start waking up early, doing your bed, at least doing some push-ups, something, right? This is something that I started implementing as far as like, you know what? Even if I can't go to the gym, I got to at least next to my
roll
bed,
off the bed,
do something. The problem is when you do nothing and then you go 3-4 days without going to the gym, but then you also went 3-4 days without doing absolutely anything for your health. It's like, wait, take it down to fundamentals. Hey, you can turn on your YouTube channel right now and look up different types of training. You can go on podcasts right now and look at. There's no excuse. A lot of this information is free.
The knowledge is out there. You just got to look for it.
And let me tell you, though, nothing replaces paid coaching. If you pay somebody, they're going to give you everything they got.
And you're going to want to pay attention, because it'll hurt you if you pay
if somebody charges you $15,000 for coaching or consulting you on your business, that means they're going to give you at least 6 figures worth of information for you to capitalize on.
And you're going to want to pay attention to it.
But you got to follow through. If you don't follow through, you can't blame the coach, right? And there's also live events where you can duplicate what you see on YouTube and like, oh, why am I going to pay to go to 10X, for example, if I can just, or Closer School Summit that I think Legacy is going to be putting together, right? Why pay when I can just, my friend is going to record it and send it to me? No, it's not about the information. It's about the state of mind that you receive that information with, because the way the energy, your state of mind receives certain information, you put it on your notepad, you read it, and then boom, that light bulb comes up.
That experience.
In that moment, and then you're next to these people that are excited, and then it's like almost like a bliss. If you're, in your freaking basement watching it on a YouTube video and you see this information, you're just kind of like, I've heard this before, blah, blah, blah.
You hear something in the background, someone calls, it's not the same.
Yeah, you got other notifications, you missed the key point, you missed the energy, the emotion of it, and then it goes right over your head, and you did nothing with versus the guy that was there, put it down on paper, started implementing it, took action, and got results. And at the end of the day, we're in it for the results. So challenge you guys to not just get all the free information out there and go outside of your industry to gain this knowledge, But if you got to pay the price to go to an event, to pay on coaching, do it, because it's going to be worth it if you want to win big. If you don't, if you want to play average ball, just stick to all the free stuff. That's my 2 cents on that.
That's right.
So, well, we hope you got some information that is not only going to help for those that are in the solar business, but anybody that's doing anything with their life, really, that you're trying to scale, whether it's any area of your
anything,
life. That
baby
can help
steps, whatever it takes you to do it. You might be a family guy. You might have two jobs, right? But you will always gotta find at least that time for yourself that eventually is gonna boost your skills to be a better person and a better person in life, general.
Well, we appreciate you guys tuning in to the Solar Pros. We're excited to share some more knowledge with you guys. Looking forward to catching you in another episode.
Till next time.